The old two-pronged attack.
Right, well that's a good start. Homework.
I'll use that to censor later on. Here we go.
This will all be really tight because I've never been apart before.
Yeah, that's in. It's a bit like changing a bike tyre, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. Just obviously you've got to be careful because
Not to snap any clips.
Yeah.
If you use metal tools on it, that's
just,
game over, isn't it?
I don't know why people do. Jab an old screwdriver in there. I mean, all you're going to do is just fuck. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't swear. Right, that should just come out. Right, that clips out. This has definitely never been apart. You think 5 years in? Come on, baby. Thankfully, that come off. See, it's these horrible metal clips.
Yeah.
But yeah, see, that all just bounces back. So, first piece of the puzzle, which took longer than it should have. Your car really does like putting up a fight. Right. All that trouble we had all that time trying to do the bloody locking thing as well. God, that went fairly straightforward. T something or nothing. There you got a safe space to put the screws.
Yeah.
Oh, as he drops it. Because I'm on camera, I'm getting nervous.
Yeah. In a little coin tray.
There you go. There's that one. Now we have to try and pull this out.
It's alright if we practice, we got a spare one.
Oh, giddy out. Chris's one was quite tight. Let's just have a look under just to make sure. I don't see why you'd have to take that out.
Oh, maybe actually. I think it is, you know.
Yeah, because looking at that, how does that one look in the boot? Shortcut don't work. We're going in properly now. The best bit now, this has all got to come off.
Oh, excellent.
You might need to empty your cubby off.
It's only got business cards in it and Top Golf.
Yes. And the screws are all the same length.
Good. Well done, Ford. Making it universal.
Tight.
I had Auto Glass out a few months ago.
Oh yeah.
And they didn't say about the windscreen, it was like super glued on. So like they really made this car well. In fact, what you said was your car definitely weren't made on a Friday afternoon.
No, I think someone just bought your car and had issues with Ford, so they just thought, let's take everything off and just make it impossible to fix.
Nice.
Another piece of the puzzle. Now this is all got a... Yeah. The only thing you've got to be careful of when you take these off is to make sure these don't scratch the other pieces of plastic. Now it looks like this is all just one assembly. So them screws run down, we've got one left there. Gear lever's going to have to come off. And you've got to be careful in these because there's a spring underneath. Quite a process to get to these. Now that spring should stay in there. To keep that safe, we'll get that screw undone. So hopefully...
There, we'll take it out from behind there.
You have a look. This whole thing... I'm hoping
should come out.
That bit's moved.
Just need to pry it out.
Oh,
there it is.
Still on the clip that side there. We've got something there. Oh, got
there
it.
You go.
Now, do you want to unplug?
A lot of stuff to unplug. There's an elastic band in there.
Is there?
It's all just clips, isn't it?
Yeah, there we go.
That's
USB out. So that is disconnected. Just push this back so that will go
Nice.
back on. Right, that's all locked. Make sure that spring doesn't go anywhere. Wires. So far, so good. Now this should pop out. Oh,
hey!
Lovely.
Oh,
That wasn't.
plug came straight out as well.
That wasn't even plugged in.
It must have been because it works, but
Damage, is it? Not sure.
oh, the clip doesn't work.
Yeah. Now it is just a case of literally that. There's quite a lot of work to get that out of this.
Yeah.
There for your climate, cigarette lighter, start-stop, USB, hazard switch. Right, let's get this puppy out of here. So we've got 2 bottom screws. That looks like it's been out before, so it wasn't in all the way. Perhaps someone has been in here. Perhaps it's had sync 3 in when you got it. And
They don't put a sync 2 in.
this is a bit more complex to pull apart than what the Mondeo's was. But on the Mondeo, there's a lot more plastic to take off. So you can see up there, there's 2 clips. The face shield needs to go back into.
Yeah.
And there's just 2 clips there by the looks of it. Doesn't look too shabby. That's quite a tight fit. Just a heads up.
I suppose that's just the ST.
Yeah. That's all focuses.
Stuff, innit?
Yeah,
oh, is
that's
it?
all focuses. I've got that bit.
Oh,
so at the back you have your single USB that you got to unplug, which powers both the hubs. So that goes round into the hub and then the hub piggybacks to that one.
Yeah.
And then there's just a connector there. What you press into and that should pop off. And that's sync 2.
Nice. Let's chuck that in a skip.
Yeah. Right, what we're going to do is, I'm going to pop that up if it will come up easy, because
Should do, it's only on plastic clips.
it'll be easy to put the GPS, oh if not, no. Let's push back in anyway. What we'll do, if you shine your light in there, we'll stick the GPS antenna here.
Right.
Just on that flat bit there.
Uh-huh.
We'll get an alcohol wipe and wipe that. But yeah, that's pretty much the strip down. Next step is obviously just putting that GPS area in. Now, when we plug the ECU in, you'll get a load of errors. So we've opened the door and obviously it's like, what the fuck's all my stuff going?
Oh yeah, so I was putting it next to the radio. It's like the 90s again.
Yeah. Get in and out. This will never go anywhere. This is proper number plate stuff. That's that done. So the GPS antenna in these is in here. It's the same with mine. What you can do is what my mate Chris done. You can buy the new aerial for these, which then has a GPS built into the aerial, which you can change, which he got. But then you have to find a cable and then have to cable it all. So he changed the aerial bit, but he's just got one of these. So he said on a rainy day or whatever, he'll change the aerial. But this just does exactly the same thing. That's the only part of the old Sync 2 system that doesn't work with Sync 3, but they're pretty good. It's a kit, so it's the only bit of change you need to do. How are you doing it? Yes, I am. Clean the surface. These have been at the bottom, so they're very full of alcohol. You're gonna shine the light in there so I can just clean the surface. So obviously there's dusty in there, so we want it to stick. Give it a few minutes or so to dry, and then we'll stick. I'm gonna leave that cord up.
Just take out what you need.
And that should be enough, yeah.
Yeah. No point in having a load of wires trailing around in there, is there?
So what we'll do is we'll get this pulled off of him. Right, there we go. Let me get the torch in there, mate, and then I'll just stick him on there. Relatively straight. Stick that down on there, and that'll never go anywhere. There we got that. I'm pretty happy with that. Sort of see it. There you go. Right, done.
Right in there.
And I believe that shouldn't be in the way of anything. And then what I'll do is I'll stick that big clump of wiring just there. Just there. So that's stuck. We've got that. Right, now, we can't put that in yet because we're still waiting on a cable. This is Sync 3 here. You've got a few more different connections. That's where your GPS connection goes, so we'll put that in first. So on this, there's a little tang at the bottom. Make sure there's a tang on the bottom of that. Give it a nice firm push. That clips in. So that's plugged in. We'll get the USB in, which is quite tight. That's clipped in, and then we'll get this clipped in. So the easiest way with these, you start them like that, and then push, and then that locks home.
And then tight fit to get that in as well, isn't it?
Yeah. It sure is. That is very tight. Okay.
There we go, we're getting somewhere. Just that bottom corner. There you go.
Right,
Bosh.
now, do you want to turn your ignition on?
Yes.
I'll come full blasting out because
it doesn't know what's going on.
there's no thing. So if you give that a minute, it should start to fire up. Good sign so far.
Yeah. Aye.
It'll come up with USB hubs not supported because we're using the old Sync 2 hub. It'll work fine.
For charging and whatever.
Yeah, it'll work fine, but obviously you won't get CarPlay through it. So what we'll do firstly is we'll go into the settings and master reset just before we get any errors with anything.
This is like, I watched Talk and Tech do his upgrade.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm used to seeing.
So obviously that's a good sign because the route guidance, whatever they had, was coming up on there.
Yeah.
And we have sound as well, which is good. We'll reset to factory defaults, and that all looks pretty happy. So far, so good. You've now got Sync 3 pretty much.
Yeah.
You've got to put it back together.
Ford said it wasn't possible.
Yeah.
But it's just too much effort for them to warrant doing, isn't it?
There we are, that's good. That's always the painstaking thing when you put it in and it's that initial waiting for it to boot up. So obviously, you don't know if it's got damaged in transit or where you plugged it in, or there's always the unknown. We'll just click close there. That'll come up a few times because you just click no there. That will sort itself out. Just ignore that navigation thing. Let's see what version of Sync we're running. It's all nice and good so far. Running 3.0 version 6.
F6 maps instead of
So when
F4.
we do the update, we'll update this to 3.4 and you'll have F9 maps. So once we get it all back together, we'll go into the diagnostic settings. Or to be fair, that will work. So if you want to update it to the latest thing, we could do that without the hub. It takes about 40 minutes to do.
Oh, right.
No, that'll come up because it just takes ages for it to sort itself out.
I'm liking this already though. This is good. I'm amazed that Radio 1's playing S-Cub 7.
I know.
There we go, Tom's SE.
But yeah, that is all pretty sweet. So we'll just do a bit of behind the scenes stuff, and you should be pretty happy afterwards.
are back together. Thank you very much, sir. I would definitely made a mess of that if I tried it on my own.
That's what your dark mode will look like. We'll have a little play with what's what now in the old laptop. Everything seems to be working. Let me just phone me.
Well, you know your number. I have to blow this out. Phone call was a success.
Everything is as should. So now we just got to mess about with the config until we get the actual built one. Sync free. There we go.
Thank you very much, sir.
No trouble. That's what I mean. Just look, you wanna go around.
It's just
stuff.
so responsive, isn't it?
You're there.
Yeah.
It's like, because we were messing about with Sync 2 earlier and it crashed. But yeah, like for example, go onto the map, you should, pinch to zoom. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Another success. That's the third car now.
Start business
all around
doing
the
that.
same, all around the same age. All 15 plates and Sync 3, no trouble.
Sweet as.
Lovely.
Ledge. Thank you, mate. Plug the old camera back in. LEDs.
Lovely. So that'll still be fine when we come to change that hub there. Imagine if someone told me on a plane that the avionics is being run by Windows 3.1. I'd have a heart attack.
Well, you will now if you go on an A340.
Yeah.
Blimey. It's sunny, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely now. Lovely day now.
A couple of hours ago we had a massive storm. Mission on.
Do you want to load the selected profile? We're going to say no because I want it to load a new one. So another whole load of errors I can't think of. Ford Focus, Ecobiz, gasoline, turbocharged, direct injection, stage 6, 2 litre, 2015, 2015.25 model year. Alright, then I'll flick the switch down button.
Yep.
All I can see is myself.
Yeah, same.
That's why you need retina.
Even mine's still a bit reflective, to be fair.
Reading vehicle info. That's better, isn't it, when the volume actually comes up on the screen. Yeah.
Instead of a tiny little thing down the bottom corner. It's
That
nice.
was laggy as hell.
Yeah, it was. Like half the time you press the volume and nothing would happen.
Do you want to save profile? Right, then flick the switch up, turn the ignition off and then on. Back on. Flick the switch down. Right, so with this, you'll always have this code stored in the APIM, and that's to do with GPS antenna, because obviously the old Sync 2 GPS, so that's going, I'm not receiving a signal, so you just have to live with that.
Life I'm going to look
No,
at.
and that doesn't, it doesn't give any lights or any errors or anything. So we're going to go into the APIM, I'm going to flick the switch up, and we're going to do a rough config, because obviously we haven't got your config file yet. So once we get that, it's just a case of going in and loading it on. Sync version 3, make sure this module is correct. So it's detected that we've got Sync 3, we're just going to click continue. So these are all settings we can go on, we can adjust on here. So we'll change splash screen, you're ST aren't you? So we've got ST. Seat buttons, you've got heated seats, haven't you?
I have.
Rear camera it hasn't got. Ignition off, back on.
We're going to have a new splash, are we?
Should do, yeah.
Aye, aye. Here we go. Oh, hey! Full performance, nice.
You'll occasionally get that. That just disappears with time.
Ah,
That's interesting.
it's picked up weights. Yeah.
Oh, that's mobiles on sync. So that's the old, that's before they done CarPlay.
Oh, right.
So we'll click cancel on that. Do you want to turn the ignition on? Start it up. Turn the ignition off. And then back on. That's, I think, as good as we're going to get for the manual config.
That's alright, cheers. There we go. Sync 3's done. Let's chow down.
See you later.
Here's the new situation. We have ST. There he is. We ended up having pizza and then playing some poker. And it's now midnight. So we've got an hour and a half's drive home. And there we have it, ladies and gents. It was a bit of an ordeal going home. M25 was shut for roadworks a one bit, and then the M26 was shut. So not ideal, but what can you do? Anyway, we made it. It's 2:15. Guess that's what you get for playing poker and having pizza instead of leaving at a sensible hour. Still, thanks again to Shane, and I'll update you when the USB hatch loom cable thing arrives. Bye for now. Shut down.